What's up, ladies and gentlemen? chuckfinleLP, Spyro the Dragon, Part 6. We are now entering Gnasty's world. This is the 6th and final homeworld in the Spyro game, and one of the more interesting homeworlds, I'll definitely say.
Hey, didn't I already free you?
You're in Gnasty's world now, Spyro, and you are the dragon who must defeat him.
Bring 'em on! I'm ready!
Reach the exit in each of Gnasty's lands. Then you can challenge the Nork himself.
And now, if you notice there, Spyro did say that, hey, didn't I already free you? Yes, the dragons, there are no new dragons here. There are no new types of dragons. We've already seen the new types of dragons in Dreamweavers. That was the last new type of dragon. The rest of the dragons that we see here will be dragons we've already freed that have went on to try to take care of Gnasty Nork themselves, who didn't feel that, I guess. And it doesn't really elaborate too much about it, but I don't believe the dragons really felt that Spyro was the one to take care of. That they didn't feel that Spyro was able to take care of Gnasty, so they went on and did it themselves. I believe, but like I said, I'm not 100% sure on that. The game never really elaborates why they're there. It's, I guess, more fan speculation than anything. But anyway, so yeah, this is a Nork Cove. So if you notice here, there are these explosive metal barrels. We cannot flame them, so you do want to. They do nothing if they do get flamed. They're metal. So you want to be careful. If they do roll into you, they will hurt. And then you have these TNT barrels that will go off if you flame them, or I believe if they charge them. I believe if you charge them, they'll blow up. And then the fodder for here are rats that seem to be able to climb up the walls for some reason. I've never seen that before. And then you have these metal-plated Norks with the barrels. You can either throw an explosive barrel into them, or the ones, I guess the one with the metal plates on them. Those you have to hit twice. The armor probably blocks them from the first explosion, and then you have to come back and hit them again with fire. But the other ones that are not armored, those will go down in one hit by whatever it is you hit them with. You can either you can't throw these barrels back at them, but you can throw the other type of barrel back at them. Now you do want to be careful, because the TNT barrels will come back and will hurt you.
Keep up the good work, Spyro. I expect Gnasty's really starting to worry about you.
I'd be shaking in my Nork boots if I were him.
You want because if you noticed how when I flamed one of the barrel Norks, the TNT went off, and I would have gotten caught in the blast radius if I wasn't paying attention to being careful. Well, you do have to worry about that. So just whenever there's any of the explosive barrels, you do want to pay attention and look out for that. But it's not that big of a thing. It's just something to keep in mind while you're going through a level, or while you're going through the level. And these Norks aren't that difficult. You've seen me run up to them and flame them before. So if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. There's no reason why you shouldn't. And there's also these little Norks that will sit atop the explosive crates. And what they will do is, let me see, how do I get to that one? I believe there's a metal crate around here somewhere. That's the one. Yeah, that's going to be a pain to get to. These little Norks, they'll sit on top of the explosive barrels, or regular metal barrels, and you have to knock the barrels away from them, or knock them off the barrels, or knock the barrel out from underneath their feet, and they will blow up. Now sometimes you notice there the explosive crates, the TNT barrels will not go off just because you use your flame breath near them, which is a good thing. It's just good to not have to worry about constantly being blown up just because you use the flame breath around some TNT barrels. So as long as you are very accurate with what you do, you shouldn't have any trouble whatsoever trying going around the TNT barrels. They're actually pretty easy. They're very easy, nothing to worry about at all.
Wow! I never thought I'd be rescued, especially by such a little dragon. What I mean is, I always believed in you, Spyro.
You gotta believe.
I know we've rescued a Thomas before, but that didn't sound like the same voice actor. So I'm not sure if that's the same Thomas that we saved, and I believe it was the Artisan's Homeworld, if I'm not mistaken, up near in the Artisan's Homeworld, up near the castle that you would climb up onto to get to Town Square, I believe. Alright, so this is the lower section down here that has quite a few gems and a few pathways that you have to go around through. A few of them, all of them will be dead-end paths, except for, I believe, one. And you want to be careful through here just because of all the barrels that are going off. It's dangerous around here just because you have the ability to get flattened, and then you have to worry about these barrels going off. And there's a bunch of explosions, and you can get caught in the blast radius pretty easily. I can say that you can just see how wide the blast radius is for both the metal barrels and the regular barrels. So you definitely want to be very careful, as I was saying. But it's but that makes it good for trying. If you do miss, like say a metal crate, for example, and that doesn't have like one of the metal crates that you have to use one of these explosive crates to destroy. If you are just a little bit off, if you're not exactly accurate, you don't have to worry about not being able to make it. You'll be able to hit it, especially in something like this. You don't have to worry about being exactly accurate. You'll be able to make it either way. Let me see. I wonder if you can. I don't think you can stand on top of these barrels. This really isn't a good barrel to try out. I was worried about making it across there just because it was the same height as the area before, as the platform before, and because of the drop rate, I was worried about making it across. Let's see, I'm missing 10, and I believe I know where that 10 is. Yep, right there at the end. Let's see, I got all the dragons, got all 400 pieces of treasure. Now, if you notice, I didn't go after, I haven't got all the gems in Gnasty's, I believe it's called the Nork Nexus. I'll take a look at that again. Yeah, Nork Nexus. Because the rest of the treasure is in all of these all of these dragon heads that you have to open up by completing by completing the level before that. So to open this head, you need to do Nork Cove. To open the purple head, you need to do Twilight Harbor, and then to open the green head, you need to do that level. You have to complete the purple dragon head, and there will be a treasure chest in each dragon head that will give you treasure, and that's how you get that's where all the treasure comes from. Now, all of the Norks here have machine guns, except for these guys. They throw grenades, and the blast radius is actually pretty wide for the grenades, so you want to pay attention to where they throw the grenades. And the machine gun Norks are a lot more accurate and a lot more dangerous than the regular Norks that than even the Norks from Dry Canyon. These are a lot more dangerous just because they shoot in a whole bunch of bullets in a wide arc usually. I know these are the bad ones. They do like a line of they will do a line of fire across the ground, so that you have to jump over it. And if you mix these guys with the little guys, they can actually be pretty difficult to get around. But thankfully, you don't have to deal with the bunches too early on. We'll go after that crate later.
Thank you for releasing me.
Not crate, chest. You know, we'll go after that chest later. We won't. We can't get to it right now. But there's a supercharge platform area section that is further up the path here that we can get into that will allow us to get that metal crate back there. So you don't worry about it right now. Just bypass it and continue on. Just being careful for the grenade throwing Norks and then the bigger commando Norks. I don't remember their names right now, so that may not be their names. All right, so really quickly before we do, well, I'm ready to get that dragon so I can save my spot here.
Be on the lookout for Nord Commandos, Spyro.
They better be on the lookout for me.
I believe they're talking about the machine gun ones. Let me see. Yeah, you can see a bunch of the big machine gun guys with the red berets. So I'm pretty sure that's the one that they're talking about, but I could be wrong. Okay, so this is the supercharged section that I was talking about. What you want to do is just keep the drawbridge down, and I'll talk about how to get the drawbridge up in a second, and why we will need to. But you want to keep the drawbridge down, just travel across. It's not that hard to do. It can be kind of difficult if you're not used to it, the way the supercharge works, trying to get through this section. That's the bad spot where it's turning, and maybe you can get caught out in the water in the middle there, but usually you don't have that much trouble, or you shouldn't have that much trouble with it. All you have to do is just flame the handles, I guess, and you'll be able to make it go up, and that acts as a ramp that will allow us to get into here. And if you're lucky, you can if you're lucky, you can hit that Nord Commando. If you're not, you'll bounce off the wall, and then you have a chance of being hit by him. So you want to be careful and try to get your timing down a little bit better than what I did. And let's see, there's some treasure stuck around here that I usually end up missing. So that's why I'm looking around for it. Aha, there we go. But I believe there's more that I usually end up missing. I don't see any, so maybe I'm okay. But there's a lot of treasure that's just stuck around, so you want to always pay attention to the treasure that's around. And this is where I was talking about where it can be bad. If you get caught in these little machine gun Norks crossfire while the Nord Commandos are going off, that's usually pretty bad. Sometimes, well, most of the time I will get all three of them shooting at me. That's usually what makes it a lot worse. But I think I got unlucky there and only had two shooting at me. The Grenadiers are not that bad. It's really just the blast radius thing that you have to worry about, and as long as you don't get too close to the grenades, once they go down, once they hit the ground and then blow up, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. But that's just the thing. You want to pay attention and be careful. And now I believe the commandos, and I don't think so, but they may be able to shoot like if you jump if you notice how I jump and they'll still be able to hit me, I believe they can actually follow what you do. Like if you jump up in the air to dodge their bullets and... See, did I miss? Treasure crap, I did. I knew I was going to. I always do. Whenever I come to this level, I always end up missing a handful of treasure right over there. I think I know where that is, too. But they will usually hit you if you're up, you know, if you try to jump over their bullets, if you're close to them. And I think that just may be because the way they shoot up in the air, then their bullets will drop as time goes on. And so I think that may just be how they shoot, but I could be, you know, they may also be able to follow you. I'm not 100% sure. I've never, I haven't seen them be able to follow you, but you know they've hit me when I've jumped in the air before, so that's the only thing that I can think of. Let me see. This is usually towards the beginning of the level. Yeah, here we go. And you can see the end over there, and I'm still missing 5. Yay! Ain't no telling where that is. Could be anywhere. Let me see. And this is why I say, you know, check everywhere for every bit of treasure that you can. And so we'll go ahead and get out of here now. I'm still not sure if you like hit exit level, if you can save your progress or not. I'm not sure, and I don't want to do it right now. But I definitely need to check that out, especially in later Spyro games. That will help with time. You know, instead of having to run through the entire level over again, I could just end it, you know, hit exit level and save all, and hopefully save all of my progress and be done with it. I don't have to backtrack through or I don't have to go through the entire level over again. But anyway, and so that's that. That's what is this level called? Twilight Harbor, I believe. And then, yep, we get to fight Gnasty Nork now. So there's only 2 levels here, the boss fight and then a flight level that's in that last section there. And let's see. Yep, got all 200 pieces of treasure. So I guess I was wrong. There's not any in the flight level, the flight dragon head. So I misspoke there. You can see there's Gnasty Nork, and this is the area from the cutscene. See, there's treasure scattered around, 500 pieces. And then there's thieves that we have to chase after to unlock the keys that will allow us to get up to where Gnasty is. So you do want to always look around for the thieves early on. You know, once you figure out where the thieves go, you'll have an easier time following them. They are faster than most thieves, so you do want to prepare yourself for that. And because there's treasure scattered all along their path, you may want to just go ahead and do 2 passes through here if you can't catch them quickly, just to get all the treasure, so that you're not having to backtrack to the beginning of you know, again through the level to catch them. Yeah, there we go. And so there was a key door here. I believe I can still get into it even without I believe this is actually where I'm supposed to go, yeah, because then another thief will pop up, and this will give me another section filled with treasure. And so you want to see if there's any key doors around before going after Gnasty. And what the thieves will do, and these thieves are different than what the regular egg thieves will do. The egg thieves will stop and then try to make you chase them. What these thieves will do, however, is they will just they will continue running until they get to the end of the end of the level again. And if you notice, Gnasty did shoot at us. I'm not sure what actually makes him start shooting at us. It may be once you clear enough of a section out, but I'm not 100% sure. And so now we actually have to chase after Gnasty and shoot him, or flame him. I don't think we can charge him. I believe he's too big, so we're not gonna be able to charge after him. And he, just like the thieves, will continuously run until you get back to the starting point of the level, or of the chase section. And so it's best just to, and because there is treasure littered around you, it's best just to go ahead and try to collect all the treasure now and save Gnasty for later, kind of like with the thieves. Alright, so now all we need is just the treasure from the boss. And he's a lot faster than you are, so it's very difficult to actually catch him without doing quite a bit of running and just trying to cut corners whenever possible. And it's actually, I believe you can jump him at the start. You know, if you can get in close enough to him and flame him at the start, I believe that will work. But I think it takes more than one flame to actually get him. There we go. Okay. Oh. I guess we have to do more. Okay, so these platforms will, all of the platforms will, as soon as you, I believe, as soon as you step on the first one, all the platforms will start to go in, and you can see that's exactly what they're all doing, and and you have to be very fast and very quick, or you're gonna have a very hard time getting to the last, getting to the end of it if you mess around at all. But you don't want to go too fast that you over.
Sorry it took so long. I kind of forgot about you.
What about Gnasty Gnork?
Nasty Nork is toast.
So now there's order again in the Dragon Kingdom?
Well, mostly. I still got some treasure to pick up.
What will you do next?
I'd say the sky's the limit.
And so we beat the, well, we have the good ending. We still have to go back after all the treasure, as he said, but what was I saying? I lost my train of thought again. Crap. I don't think you can skip this, sadly. Yeah. Crap. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Huh. What is it about? Gnasty, maybe? I guess, catching him, perhaps? Crap, I'll see if I can remember it, but that's a shame. Anyway, well, usually I'll wait for the I guess what I have been doing lately is waiting for the wrap-up video to talk about how I like the game, but because these credits are so long, I'll go ahead and start talking about that a little bit. I like this game. It's surprisingly not as good as some of the other games. Usually in the series, usually some of the games don't. I guess sequels usually aren't nearly as good as the original games. Of course, there are different circumstances, like in different cases. Like with Crash 1 and 2, that's almost kind of like a totally different game, you know. It's just because the way they added new moves in, and that they changed how you do the levels and everything. So I really couldn't. Well, I guess Crash 2 and 3 would be better because they're almost the same identical games, of course, with different things added in here and there. I would definitely say 2 is better than 3, but it's not nearly as far as some other games. Spyro 1 is I don't know, maybe it's just because I've played it a whole bunch and it's I guess, more tedious than anything to play through it again. But it's not a bad game, definitely. I definitely I'll say it's not as good as some of the other games in the series, but it's not a bad game.
Gnasty's ancient history now. So, what's in there?
I believe this is Gnasty's treasure hoard. But the gate will not open until you have found everything in the Dragon Kingdom. Come back when you have reached 100%.
And of course, if I had been doing the flights throughout the entire game, as I guess I normally would have if I wasn't doing a Let's Play, I could already go in here. But because I'm okay on time, took me about 25 minutes to get through there. I'll go ahead and go through the flights really quickly. I'm not going to cut it up. I probably should for time reasons, just because it's going to take a lot longer to go to the individual flights. You know, go to level, especially with some of the later flights. And it will be a pain, to travel through them. So maybe with some of those more difficult ones, I may cut around. But the only difficult ones I can think of is just going into the Peacekeeper's flight, and maybe Dreamweavers. I don't know. But anyway, so this is the flight. That what you have to do during the flight is, if you notice, there's a timer at the top right of the screen. You have to destroy objects you destroy different objects. You see there the train barrels. Well, those will give you time. Those will give you 3 seconds. If you notice, there's some green arches. Well, those are some items. There are 8 of each type of item that you have to destroy. If you notice here, I am destroying airplanes, which give you 3 seconds as well. You are faster than the airplane, so you can. I find it easier to just fly into them from the ground, and I messed this up. I should have went in through here. I actually find that if you fly at them head on, you can catch them a lot faster than flying at their rears, but you are faster than while you're flying. But your goal is to destroy all of the items in the flight before time runs out. So, there's always an easy way and a more difficult way. I guess an easy and not as efficient way, and a difficult but efficient way to get all of the items through here. And this is the last item, the treasure chests in here. You usually want to save these for last, just because well, it's kind of it depends, because I was so low on time, and then all of a sudden I just was able to gain a whole bunch of time. So if you can get in through the treasure chests quickly and early on, that's actually a little bit better. You can see here, you gain 60 gems for each item, all in one. 60, getting them all, I believe, at your first go, and then you get 300 gems in total. You have a record for the time that it takes, and we don't want to try it again. Each level will have that. Of course, that's just the easy one. Some of the later ones are definitely a lot harder, and if you fall into the water, you will lose, so you want to keep that in mind. If you do happen to fall in the water, and you will have to start all the way over again. So just keep, like I said, keep that in mind. Think about that while going through here. I'm wasting too much time going after these enemies. So we'll go to Peacekeepers. But yeah, the first one's easy, just like with most games. The first time going into a level, or even like the Artisans. Artisans is a lot easier than any other world in the game. The levels are a lot easier than any other level in the game, and so there you don't have anything to worry about while you're going through here. And I'm again wasting time. I don't even need lives anymore. You don't lose any lives while going into by failing a flight. They're kind of like the time trials in the Crash series. Of course, they're not the same style of gameplay, and so there's nothing to worry about at all. Oh crap! Just give me a second. All right, sorry about that cut. Anyway, so this is Night Flight. This one is gonna be a little bit harder than the previous one, definitely, just because of the different items that we have here. You can see the rings and the chests appear again, except we have some new items. There are some lighthouses that we have to light up, as well as I guess that's it. I could have swore there was more there, but you can see the lighthouses there to the sides. If you look here and there, you'll be able to see them. Now, this one is actually kind of difficult to do because there's as I've said before, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. I guess a fast way would be a better way to put it instead of a right or wrong way. That will help you get through here a lot more, a lot more efficiently. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Those fairies will help you, if you kind of get lost, or they won't appear if you get lost. They're just, stationed around in different places. Now, you can flap your wings. It does not help you at all, so it doesn't really matter if you do it or not, but it's just something that you can do if you want to. And if you look at the, once you get a certain number of items, you can kind of see almost like a jewel or like a gem of the whatever item that is. Like if it's lanterns, it looks like a lanterns, but just like a jewel, and different things like that. Those will tell you the pattern in which you can get it. I guess the easiest but not efficient way, like the easiest order in which you can get them. That's really not efficient, but time-wise, but it's the easiest, and that will help you decide the patterns that you want to do and everything. Not gonna waste time with these guys. Sadly, you do have to run around the long way through here, so you might as well get a few druids here and there. You can, if you hit enough enemies, I'm not sure of the exact number, you can actually gain a life from enemies. If you can kill enough of them. Like I said, I'm not sure the exact amount. I just while I was in Peacekeepers, I was able to get a life. Again, not sure about the amount, but it does help. You can get the silver orbs, and you can also gain free lives. All right, so now we have some colored rings. You can see the different colors here. They don't give you any more points. They're just, I guess, something different to add, but pretty much the same. Of course, things are going to get harder just because of the spaces in between the items, and that's one thing that makes these, especially as you go along, more difficult. The space of the items, and you have to again decide which items you want to hit and where, and so that really hurts. I guess it hurts by crap. Well, couldn't save it, but and you can see the rings, arches, planes, and then the chests are supposed to be last. But you still have to go through and get all of the items, even if you've already got the gems for them. But just because of the all-in-one bonus, of course you could just pick and choose which items you wanted to get. Like, say, if you got all the rings and the arches the first time, then you could go back and get the planes and the chests, but then you gain a bonus for getting all of the items in one go, so that's why you can't use that strategy to its fullest effect while trying to do something, or while trying to do this. Sadly, it would definitely make it a lot easier, but it is what it is anyway. So we'll go ahead and go after the planes now. I would have save the planes for last myself, but because they do give you 3, and they're not they're kind of spread out a little bit more, and this is when I would definitely suggest go ahead and fly into them, fly head first into them. But they did loop around and got us straight back to the chest with very little downtime. So it may be best just to fly in behind them. Of course, it does take time away, just because while you are faster, it still does take time to catch up to them. So that's something that you can experiment with. You know, if you can figure out where the head plane is in the front, you could loop around and hopefully get back to the chests. But if you do follow the planes around, once you get out of the arches and you don't have any trouble and you don't slow down at all, you should be able to get right back to the chests, going through all the planes in the rear. But anyway, so now we'll just go ahead and get out of here, and then we'll go to the Beastmaker's world and do that one. I'm actually surprised. Oh, well, I guess I went the wrong way, didn't I? I'm actually surprised these have not been any harder than they have been. These have actually been pretty easy, to be honest. And we'll go to Beastmakers. I don't know. I think I said Peacekeepers, but I meant Beastmakers, or I may have said Peacemakers. I don't know for sure, but anyway. So you can see just how, I wouldn't say tedious the flights are, and it's a lot better if you just go ahead and do them while you're in the levels, you know, the home worlds, instead of having to go through each level. And just for one level like this is terribly inefficient, and it's something I would never suggest again, or doing again. I believe that's where the flight is. Yep. Let's see, which one is this? Wild Flight. I guess it says it at the top of the screen, so I didn't have to waste time looking at it. But anyway, I think this one will probably be yeah, this is definitely a lot harder, because we have boats now. We don't have rings to start us off, we have boats, and you have to figure out the best you have to figure out the best way to get the boats and the arches at the same time. That will help save you quite a bit of time, because every one of the boats and every one of the arches you can be gotten at the same time with very little downtime, and no time to be lost. But the boats do go a lot slower than you, so if you do end up missing a boat like I did, it takes a bunch of time away from you. And it'll also mess up the flow of the boats, because you won't get to the boats like you would want to. And I guess I should just crash into the water and try this again, but I'll try to make the best of it. I'm sure I'll loop around again and see the boats again. But now we have planes as well, so you do want to keep an eye out for those. And I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the boats again, or at least I don't think the boats fly in here. These planes seem to be a little bit faster, so you definitely want to pay attention to where the planes are. Ah, that's a shame. That really is a shame. Could have had all the boats if I hadn't missed that one. But you can just see how useful that is. You know, to try to get all the boats in one go, or get all the boats and the arches as well. You may want to slow down a little bit through. Well, that works. It's a little bit dangerous, and I wouldn't suggest it. But you may want to hang back a little bit and try to let that. This is the third or fourth boat, or no, the second or first boat. Well, the boat that I missed, you may want to hang back and let that one gain a little bit of distance on you before you try to hit it. I don't even know where that last boat went. There it went. Oh crap! Okay, I was missing a boat. But you can see just how much time you can gain by going after both the boats and the arches at the same time. Definitely a good strategy to use. The planes, and the chests are a little bit different, just because they don't follow the same routes. And I'm messing this up, wasting far too much time. And as I said, they're faster than the other planes that we've dealt with so far, so that does hurt in the strategy. But it's best if you just follow a tunnel, pick a tunnel where the planes are, and then just follow it, and you'll always make it every time. But you know, you can just see how easy that was and how hard I made it, and so you want to be careful trying to come up with strategies, you know, air quote strategies while doing something like that. It's usually best if you just follow what the game gives you, and as long as you don't mess around too often, you can usually make the inefficient time or the inefficient route work most of the time. I guess every flight you can make that work on, except for possibly the this last one here in Dreamweavers. I'm not 100% sure if you can make that one work with if you can make the easy route work, but I may be wrong though. So we'll go to Dreamweavers world. Yeah, definitely suggest if you decide to make a Let's Play of Spyro, set time aside to go back for Sunny Flight, and then just do all of the flights as you go into their levels instead of having to backtrack like this. This is terribly inefficient, and I don't know why in the world I decided to do this. And for all the other levels like this in future Spyro games, I'm just going to go ahead and do those anyway. None of them should be locked like Sunny Flight was, but if they are, you know, well, too bad. I'm just going to go ahead and do them anyway. Then I'll just, like I said, make time for the one that's locked, if there's any that are locked, but I don't believe there are anyway. You know, I didn't really talk about this during part 5, but yeah, you may have noticed me do it. I would try to flame the fools on the platforms that I needed to stand on. That is a lot more. It makes it a lot easier to deal with the fools. Of course, you know, the fools are not easy, you know, at the best of times. So that's why you need to try to find a pattern, or not a pattern, a path that you can use for the fools. And you don't want to go out of sequence with these like I am. This is a bad idea, and it usually ends up wasting time instead of helping to save time. I'm going to go ahead and crash here. I would definitely say just focus on the lights and then go after the chests, the barrels, and the copters, you know, differently. You can see there's the train tracks. You start up right above the train tracks, so you can get to those whenever, and you can kind of tell how the lanterns are laid out. They're almost in a set pattern. You know, you can loop around and flame that one, and then you could go after this one, and then start to go after the chests. You know, just try to find a good spot that's not too, you know, that kind of would act as a good starting spot for the chest. Maybe get this one over here, since I have to fly all the way out of the way for, you know. Try to get that one at the start just because it helps with the flow of trying to get the chests after that. But if you can get all those, and I'm missing a chest, crap. Maybe I can gain enough time. We'll just go ahead and crash, and yeah, this is by far the hardest one. Just trying to get everything just right. Yeah, you can see not too far out of the way. It's pretty efficient to go ahead and get that one at the start. You may even want to save the lanterns for last, just because it takes you. I don't know why in the world I'm wasting time with the treasure chests. Because it takes you so far away from the train tracks. You know, if you save the chests for last, it takes you a good distance away from the train. Come on, dive. stuff like that makes this difficult and not that much fun. You know, you can't make Spyro turn any tighter than what he already was. That's as tight as Spyro goes, and he's I will say not that accurate at the best of times, to be honest. While sitting here doing this, the sensitivity for the stick is definitely pretty high, and so that makes it a little bit more difficult, but also trying to find the best line and the best route helps. While trying to do something like this, it helps with time and efficiency, but you can see just how far away you have to go to get back to the train tracks. That's why I say you may want to save the lanterns for last, so you can come out at that other set of train tracks. You can see the copters move up and down, so that makes hitting them kind of difficult. You just have to be very precise when you hit them. Learning the route for the trains helps so that you're not chasing them. You are faster than the trains, but it's still just like the airplanes and the boats. You still want to try to hit them head on, or the boats not so much, just because you can gain so much time. Because you can gain on the boats pretty quickly, so it's not quite as difficult as it would seem. But anyway, let's see if I think we can just fly all the way over here. Yeah. So now we'll go to Gnasty's world, and then we'll do that last flight in Gnasty's world, Gnasty's treasure place, whatever, treasure vault. I don't remember exactly what the dragon said. And then that'll be it. We will have done everything in Spyro. And you see this one opens up Gnasty's loot. That is the last level in the entire game. And it is a flight, but it's different than the other flights because this one is not as difficult. There is nowhere, of course, you know, this green liquid you can die in, but it's not quite as difficult, you know, not quite as difficult as the other flights because you don't have a time limit, and it acts a lot like a regular level, except that you can fly. But you do have a height issue right at the start. You have to actually climb up higher on foot before you can, well, running around this side ain't gonna help. Let me see if flying at him would help. I don't think so. I think he actually will he'll go slower than they are. But there's a ceiling that you can that you can only break by climbing higher on foot. Once you get past that ceiling, you can go higher than that. But you know, only after you climb up it on foot. And it's not, you know, you like jump and then the ceiling raises up. It's still the same. You actually have to get to a higher platform on foot before that will work. And so that's why it's a good idea to just go ahead and look around for those types of things early on. But everything's pretty much, I'd say, scripted. You know, there's not a whole lot you can do early on. It's you have to gain the keys from the thieves, and this will help us get up higher. We want to go after all the treasure we can, just so that we're not missing anything, you know, at the end of it. But once you break, like I said, once you break that ceiling, you can fly up to it whenever, so you don't have to worry about jumping down to get a piece of treasure like that. Just you know, get up as high as you can. Yeah, this guy's different because he will go on a weird pattern. But there is no, I don't think there's a way that you can mess up the key. You know, going through the different doors. I believe there's enough keys for all of the doors in the here. I'm pretty sure, but I'll just go ahead and try to go after the keys that I know that I need. You know, what I need them for. like going after this. And I think, you know, of course, there are keys that will allow you to go up higher than you normally could, and that will, you know, keys that will open areas that you can go higher. Like right now, you know, a lot higher than we were previously, but still not quite high enough to go after the thief up there. So we'll go ahead and set down, and then now we can go high enough, or not quite high enough for the thief, but you know, good enough that you can. I think you can fly into him head on here at some point. Maybe over here. Well, I'll deal with that in a moment. I'll go ahead and get some of this treasure around here, and let's see. Yeah, that's okay. So this is where you can wait. You can wait for him here and try to ambush him. Where did he dive? I wonder if he's diving in different places because of where I am. That's his. Maybe it's with a pattern. No, it's because of where I'm at, I guess. Or unless you get on his tail, and then he will stay as low as you need him to. In a situation like this, you can try to gain on him a little bit. Not a whole lot, though, just because he will go a little bit faster than you. And now that we got the key, we'll go ahead and break open this door. But yeah, you know, there are different things that will allow you to gain time on him if you can. And then here's another thief. Now this one's actually kind of difficult because of what's involved through here. There's a lot of pipes and things that you can catch yourself on, and just because the thief has a pretty big head start, and then, you know, it's kind of easy to lose him while going through here. And you want to be careful going up to the ceiling, because you actually will go slower if you're rubbing on the ceiling of the level. You'll go a lot slower than you normally would. So you want to be careful and pay attention to that. You know, if it seems like you're not being able to catch a thief in the air, well, that's why. Of course, you don't go that much slower on the ground, but you know, a little bit anyway. See if we can raise that ceiling up a little bit. Every little bit helps. Definitely. Now you can cut corners. You really can't cut too many corners here. You can just hug the inside of the walls, and that will help gain a little bit of time to him. Him having to start up there will, you know, if you do a couple laps like this, remembering to hug the wall, stay off the pipes, you can actually catch him pretty easily. You just have to make him, you know, beat him to up there, and once you get up there, usually about the third lap you can catch him. Maybe it'll take one more if you don't get everything just right. But as soon as you think you're close to him, you just go ahead and start flaming. Again, you know, here you can gain a little bit of time. Of course, he won't go up there if you're far enough away, so that does, or if you're close enough to him, so that does kind of take away your ability to go after him efficiently, or use that technique efficiently against him. But anyway, so now we can go up a little bit higher. I believe this is the highest point now. Maybe not. I think the end portal may be the highest point. Let's see, yeah, because I'm rubbing the ceiling here, I think I can get up just a little bit higher, and not a whole lot, but high enough so that I can get all the rockets around here. You just have to look for all the rockets. Oh, I just have to look for all the rockets. Come on. There we go. And you guys just see how much treasure here. 2,000 pieces of treasure. Most of it's in yellow and purple. gems, but this is the level that has the most gems in it. But it really isn't a normal level. This is more like a kind of a combination between a flight and a regular level. So you really can't say that it's like, you know, you really couldn't compare it to one of the other levels in the game, but you don't have to worry about flaming all those chests as you saw. I have all 2,000 pieces of treasure. No dragons here, so you don't have to worry about dragons. There's only 80 dragons that you need to save in the game. We'll go ahead and let that count real quick. Yep, 2,000. And so now we have all the treasure. And this is the good ending, or the final ending, or the best ending, whichever way you want to call it.
Spyro the Dragon, you've defeated Gnasty, collected the dragon eggs, saved all the dragons, and recovered every bit of treasure in the Dragon Kingdom. How do you feel? I feel fired up, Bob. And I'm happy for the Dragon World, of course. I certainly wouldn't want to spend the rest of my dragon days butting heads with Gnasty and his weird minions.
What's a minion?
Never mind. You know what they say. For every good battle, you need a good adversary. And I felt that Gnasty, in spite of his misguided nature, was a worthy opponent. Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Nothing. That ending has no, you know, if you play the game through again, you're not going to gain anything else. You're not going to be able to see anything else, so don't worry about that. At least I don't think so. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the level information and all that, just because there's not really that much else to say about the game. You know, I've already talked about what I thought about the game and everything through the first set of credits. I may talk a little bit more about it going into for the wrap-up video, but I don't think so. I pretty much said everything that I wanted to, so I won't worry about it. Okay, so we'll head to, I guess I should start with the flights first, just because they'd be in order. So we'll start with Sunny Flight. Alright. Oh, not Night Flight. Sunny Flight, okay. Sunny Flight is the first speedway in the Artisan's homeworld. To access it, Spyro must jump on each of the platforms in front of the waterfall. Sunny Flight is one of the few speedways that does not have rings to fly through. Sunny Flight, as its name implies, is a realm filled with sunlight in a midsummer setting. The world itself consists of a series of train tracks going over, around, and through a hilly green island which is littered with clusters of large blue crystals and surrounded by tranquil water. There are distant rainy blue clouds seen in the background. Trains puff around on the tracks, each containing 2 explosive barrels with targets painted on their sides. Pilots in single propeller planes encircle a tower in the water on which a giant luminescent green gem rests. A tunnel lit by blue crystals protruding through the walls leads to an outcropping at the center of which a large purple crystal cluster stands, illuminating the walls with a lavender hue under a similarly colored sky and an enormous peaceful crescent moon. Enemies are not really enemies because they can't hurt you, but the train Norks and the plane Norks. Trivia: the location is most known for its trains. Okay. So we'll go to Night Flight next. Night Flight is the Peacekeeper's Speedway. Is set at night on the coast of an ocean under a purple starry sky. There are giant greenish crystals visible on the horizon. To access this realm, Spyro must shoot the large rock with the target marked in the Peacekeepers. This will reveal a platform whereby he can access the portal into Night Flight. Night Flight is set at night under a dark purple sky. Lighthouses, rings, arches, and chests are the items that Spyro must destroy in order to complete the mission. Trivia: in Ratchet Deadlocked, another game created by Insomniac Games, the former developers of Spyro, there is a challenge called Night Flight. Okay. Let me see. Crystal Flight will be next. Crystal Flight is the Magic Crafter speedway of this realm. Is directly behind a crystallized dragon. It is filled with crystals in a semi-dark sky. Enemy plain Norks. No trivia. So I guess they couldn't come up with a whole bunch of BS to talk about the levels like with Sunny Flight. So we'll go to Wild Flight next. Wild Flight is the name of the speedway in the Beastmaker's homeworld. A course set during the day. It features large green crystals and caves hiding chests. Enemies plain Norks and boat Norks. No trivia. We'll go to Icy Flight next. Icy Flight is the Dreamweaver's speedway, a speedway full of snowy mountains with a night setting. Turn the lighthouses on for some extra light. It can be found on a platform accessible by first getting through the castle, then hitting the fools to raise the 2 platforms for you. Enemies train Norks, copter Norks, no trivia. So now we'll go and talk about the Nork Nexus and all that. We'll go to Nork Nexus. Nork Nexus, also known as Gnasty's world, is the 6th and final homeworld of Spyro the Dragon. It is the dragon's unwanted world, a dump, and was therefore the new home of the banished Gnasty Nork. You must collect at least 6,000 gems to access this world. So you don't have to have as much treasure as I thought you might have had. The homeworld is a circular metal island with an arm branching out for Hack the Balloonist, which are each portal except for Nork Cove's portals inside a giant dragon head like Toasty's portal and the Artisan's world. To open these heads, you must complete the world that was open before. The exception is Gnasty's loot, which can only be opened with the player has all the dragon's eggs and has all the dragon's eggs and gems in the game, except those found in Gnasty's loot itself. The homeworld also contains 2 dragons, which both appear in the center. One appears once you first enter the world, and once Gnasty Nork is defeated. Another one will appear in the middle. Every dragon found in Gnasty's world, including those in its realms, has been freed before, having attempted to confront Gnasty Nork, but wound up getting trapped in crystal again. So the fodder is rats, 200 pieces of treasure, and 2 dragons. Trivia: the music of this world is the same as Toasty. This world has 2 relations to Toasty. They have the same music, and the boss portal is located inside a dragon head. The level was originally going to be called the Machinist's world and was supposed to be much bigger, but it was cut because of time. Nork Nexus is the only homeworld that doesn't have a flight level, unless one counts Gnasty's loot as a flight level. Well, I wouldn't. I would say it's a combination of both. So we'll go to Nork Cove next. It's level 16. Nork Cove is a world which appears in Gnasty's world. Steel barrels and TNT barrels are abundant here, along with Norks that throw them. A few Norks are also lacking clothes and attack Spyro by slapping him. Often there are Norks dressed like mechanics that carry wrenches. Most stand atop steel barrels and whack Spyro over the head with the wrench. This appears to be a dock for loading and unloading explosives for a fight against the dragons. A couple of boats act as the path to the end of the level, although their interiors are sorely lacking. 400 pieces of treasure, 2 dragons. Fodder is rats. Enemies: TNT wranglers, engineers, and dock workers. Trivia: Spyro apparently makes a Parappa the Rapper reference when he tells Thomas, "You gotta believe," and that was another PS1 game that was pretty popular, I believe, around the time or a little bit before this game came out. This is probably the one level where you do not need to find the key for the locked chest. You can break it open with the exploding metal barrels that pop up in that room. Oh, okay. I didn't think you could do that. That's actually pretty interesting. Okay, so we'll go to Gnasty Nork. Oh, I'm sorry, Twilight Harbor. I don't know what I was thinking. Twilight Harbor. Twilight Harbor is a world which appears in Nork Nexus. A beautiful orange sunset overlooks this Nork-filled level. Flaming the drawbridge levers will allow you to supercharge down to a new area. 400 pieces of treasure, 2 dragons, rats again. Enemies: Nork commandos, machine gunners, and Nork survivalists. Through supercharge and jumping, you can actually reach the base of the lighthouse that sits in the middle of the water. However, there is nothing to do there. At the start of the level, there is a stand on water glitch. Okay. Now we'll go to Gnasty Nork. Uh, Gnasty Nork is a boss realm, and Nork Nexus' homeworld in Spyro the Dragon. It is where you fight the main antagonist, Gnasty Nork. Final boss, Gnasty, focuses on keeping his distance by running and using thieves as an advantage here. All of the junk has been made into a large walkway around a Nork-made lake with 2 entrances to a lava chamber and a maze of tunnels. Gnasty runs fast for his size, so skip by holding down X and square to catch up to him in the lava chamber. The platforms are gradually receding. If the player does not move fast enough, they will reach the last platform too late and will not be able to land. They will then fall to their death in the lava, which results in starting from the beginning of the level. An alternative way of Spyro's death is when Gnasty Nork uses his wand to zap Spyro 4 times. 500 pieces of treasure, no dragons, and no trivia. So we'll go to Gnasty's loot. Gnasty's loot is the last bonus level in the Spyro the Dragon, where Gnasty Nork kept his stash of gems. This level can be found in Gnasty's world, and it can only be accessed when 100% of the game has been reached. All gems collected, all dragons freed, and all dragon eggs collected in the whole game. This is the only level that allows you to fly freely throughout the level. The centerpiece of this level, in this final level, Gnasty's loot, is a huge mountainside of factories and castle-like buildings built within. Inside the mountain is a tunnel with a river, a lava river inside. Among them is one small castle on the cliff in this area where Gnasty Nork hid his vast treasure of gems in there. When you begin the level, there will be a limit to how far up Spyro can fly. To get to higher grounds, unlock the doors by catching the thieves. This level has the largest amount of gems in the game, but no dragons or dragon eggs rescued. It's considered the bonus level of Spyro the Dragon. This level is one of the native habitats of thieves. When the level is nearly completed, there's a room that has a portrait of Gnasty Nork that's filled entirely with purple gems. Inside firework crates. Congratulations, you completed the game. Enemies, thieves, no trivia. So, I thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many purple gems did I collect in Gnasty's loot? Throughout the entire level, how many purple gems I collected. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be doing the wrap-up video next, then I'll be moving on to Spyro 2. So until then, later everyone.